I was supposed to be in London for 2 weeks, finished the deal early, decided to surprise my wife. I pulled into my driveway at 11 p.m. on a Thursday, 10 days early, and saw my car in the garage. The car I'd left at home. My brother's truck was parked in my spot. Strange. But Mark had been having financial troubles. Maybe Linda let him borrow the car. I walked in quietly, not wanting to wake Linda. The house was dark except for a light upstairs, in our bedroom. I climbed the stairs, smiling, planning my surprise. I opened the bedroom door. My brother Mark was in my bed, wearing my robe, with my wife. They froze. Linda screamed. Mark scrambled for his clothes. I stood there, completely calm, and said, "Don't bother getting dressed. I have 10 days of video footage from the cameras I installed before I left. Every moment you've been here. Every lie you told. Everything you stole. The police are on their way." I called them from the driveway. Mark's face went white. "You called the police?" I told them I came home to find intruders wearing my clothes, driving my car, and stealing my belongings. Which is exactly what you are. Both of you. What happened next was the fastest, most satisfying revenge I've ever had. My name is David Walsh. I'm 64 years old, married 38 years to Linda. 3 weeks before my London trip, something felt off. Linda was different, distant, always on her phone, laughing at messages she wouldn't share. Work stuff, she'd say. Boring. Then my brother Mark called. "Hey David, I hate to ask but I'm going through a rough patch. Lost my job, behind on rent. Could I crash at your place for a bit?" "I'm leaving for London in 2 weeks," I said. 2-week business trip. Even better. I can keep Linda company, help around the house. Something about the way he said it felt wrong. Keep Linda company. "Let me think about it," I said. That night, I did something I'm not proud of. I checked Linda's phone while she was in the shower, found messages to someone saved as M. 2 weeks with him, finally. I've been going crazy waiting. Me too. The moment he leaves, I'm coming over. We'll have the whole house. Can't wait. It's been torture pretending. Mark, my younger brother. I felt sick, but I didn't confront them. Instead I planned. The next day I called a security company. I need cameras installed, hidden, before I leave for London next week. I want to see everything that happens in my house while I'm gone. They installed 4 cameras. Living room, kitchen, bedroom, garage, all feeding to an app on my phone. Linda never noticed. I told Mark he could stay at the house. Keys are under the mat, I leave Monday, help yourself. Linda looked thrilled when I told her. Too thrilled. That's so nice of you, honey. Your brother really needs the help. I smiled. That's what family is for. I left for London on Monday, kissed Linda goodbye. I'll miss you. Miss you too, she said, but she was already texting. On the plane, I opened the security app. The cameras were live. By Monday evening, 8 hours after I'd left, Mark's truck was in my driveway. He let himself in with the key. Linda greeted him at the door. They kissed. Not a family kiss. The kind of kiss that told me everything. 2 weeks, Linda said. 2 weeks of freedom. Should we feel bad? Mark asked. Linda laughed. David's clueless. He's been clueless for months. We deserve this. I watched from my London hotel room as my brother moved into my house. Watched him unpack his things in my closet. Watched him shower in my bathroom. Watched him put on my robe. Watched him get into my bed with my wife. For 3 days, I documented everything. Every kiss. Every moment. Every time they said my name like I was a joke. David's probably sitting in boring meetings right now, Mark said one night. Good, Linda replied. Means he's not here bothering us. They ordered takeout on my credit card, drank my whiskey, wore my clothes. Mark was driving my car. Linda let him. They weren't just having an affair. Mark was living my life, trying it on like one of my suits. On Thursday, day 4, I made a decision. I'd seen enough. I called my business partner in London. The deal's done, I'm coming home early, don't tell anyone. Everything okay? Everything's about to be. I booked a flight for Thursday evening. Landed at 10 p.m., drove home, and walked in on them. Mark scrambled out of bed trying to grab his pants. David, this isn't what? Isn't you wearing my robe in my bed with my wife? Because that's exactly what it is. Linda pulled the sheet around herself. David, please, let me explain. Explain what? The cameras captured everything. 4 days of footage. You moving Mark in. You kissing him in my kitchen. You wearing my clothes. I looked at Mark. You driving my car. You using my credit cards. You drinking my whiskey. All of it documented. Cameras? Linda's voice went shrill. You put cameras in our house. My house. The house I bought 30 years ago. The house my name is on. You have no legal claim to it. And yes, I put cameras up because I suspected you were cheating. Turns out, I was right. Mark tried a different approach. Dave, look. I'm sorry. I was struggling and Linda was lonely and things just happened. Nothing just happened. You planned this. I have texts from before I left. 2 weeks without him. Finally. You couldn't wait for me to leave so you could play house with my wife in my home. I pulled out my phone. I called the police from the driveway. They're on their way. I'm reporting both of you for theft, trespassing and fraud. Theft. Linda stood up. This is my house too. No, it's not. Check the deed. My name only. I bought it before we married. You have no ownership. You're a guest in my house and I'm evicting you. You can't. I absolutely can. And Mark. You're wearing my clothes. My robe. You drove my car without permission. You used my credit cards. That's theft. Clear, documented theft. Mark's face went from pale to gray. David, come on. I'm your brother. You were my brother. Now you're just a criminal in my house. Sirens outside. Red and blue lights through the window. They're here, I said. Get dressed. Both of you. You're both leaving in handcuffs. 2 officers came upstairs. I showed them the camera footage on my phone. 4 days of Mark and Linda in my house. This man, I pointed to Mark, broke into my house while I was away. Wore my clothes without permission. Drove my car. Used my credit cards for purchases. Slept in my bed. All without my consent. He's my brother-in-law, Linda protested. I let him stay here. Do you own this house? The officer asked. We. Her name is not on the deed, I said. I own this house solely. She's my wife but she has no legal right to invite someone to live here. Wear my clothes. Use my property. The officer nodded. Sir, he said to Mark. Did you have explicit permission from the homeowner to be here? Mark looked at Linda, then at me. I thought. That's a no, the officer said. And you've been wearing his clothes. He's my brother. He wouldn't mind. That's still theft if done without permission. The officer turned to me. Do you want to press charges? Absolutely. Against both of them. Theft. Trespassing. Fraud for the credit card charges. David, please. Linda was crying now. Don't do this. I'm your wife. You were my wife. As of right now, you're someone who helped a man steal from me, and that makes you an accomplice. The officers arrested them both. Mark in his underwear, they let him grab pants but took my robe as evidence. Linda in a bathrobe, crying, being let out of the house in handcuffs. Neighbors came out to watch. Mrs. Peterson from next door, the Johnsons across the street, all watching Linda and Mark being put into separate police cars. Mr. Walsh, one officer said before leaving, we'll need you to come to the station tomorrow to give a full statement. Bring the video footage. I'll be there first thing. After they left, I walked through my house. My violated house. Mark's things in my closet. Linda's phone on the nightstand still showing messages to M. I stripped the bed, threw everything in the garage, went to a hotel for the night. I couldn't sleep in that bed yet. The next morning, I went to the police station with my lawyer and 4 days of video footage. The detective watched it all. This is pretty clear-cut. Your brother's in serious trouble, and your wife was complicit. What charges are they facing? Theft, criminal trespass, credit card fraud. Your brother's looking at up to 2 years. Your wife might get probation since she lives there, but the fraud charges stick. Good. What about your marriage? The detective asked. I'm filing for divorce today. Adultery. With video evidence. I went straight from the police station to a divorce attorney. Showed her everything. This is the most documented case of adultery I've seen in 30 years, she said. In this state, adultery affects asset division. She'll get almost nothing. Good, I said again. That's what she deserves. The divorce moved fast. Linda tried to fight it. Claimed she loved me. It was a mistake, Mark seduced her. I played the videos in mediation. Her lawyer watched her kiss Mark in my kitchen, laugh about me being clueless, say she deserved freedom. My client accepts the divorce terms, her lawyer said quietly. Linda got nothing. No house, no savings, no retirement. The prenup I'd insisted on 38 years ago saved me. She left the marriage with her personal belongings and that's it. Mark pleaded guilty to avoid trial, 18 months in jail, restitution for everything he'd stolen, restraining order keeping him from contacting me. At his sentencing, he tried to apologize. Dave, I'm sorry. I was desperate and stupid and you're not my brother anymore, I said. You're just someone I used to know who went to prison for stealing from me. Linda tried reaching out through mutual friends. She wants to explain. She wants closure. She had 38 years to be honest. She doesn't get closure now. 6 months after catching them, I'm in a different place. I sold the house, too many bad memories, bought a condo downtown, fresh start. My kids, both in their 30s, were devastated. How could Mom do this? With Uncle Mark? I don't know, I said honestly, but she made her choices. And you really had cameras? I was suspicious. I wanted proof before I accused anyone. Turns out my instincts were right. My daughter Emma said something that stuck with me. Dad, you could have confronted them before you left. Why didn't you? Because then I wouldn't have evidence, they'd deny it, call me paranoid, gaslight me. By leaving, by letting them think they'd won, I got 4 days of documented proof that destroyed any defense they could make. That's cold. They were stealing from me, living in my house, wearing my clothes, sleeping in my bed. Cold was the only way to win. Last month I ran into Mrs. Peterson, my old neighbor. David, how are you? Good, actually, really good. I'm so sorry about what happened. Linda and Mark, we were all shocked. Don't be sorry, I'm better off without them. You know, she said carefully, Linda came by the old neighborhood last week, drove past your house, well, the house you sold. She sat in her car for a long time, crying. Good, I said, she should cry. She threw away 38 years for 4 days of playing house with my brother. This morning, I got a letter from Mark, prison number in the return address. Dave, I know you won't forgive me. I'm not asking for that. But I need you to know I regret everything. I destroyed our family. I destroyed your marriage. I destroyed your trust. I was jealous of you my whole life. Jealous of your success, your house, your wife. And when Linda showed interest, I thought finally I could have what you had. I was wrong. I'm sorry. I read it twice, then threw it away. Some apologies come too late. Some betrayals are too deep. You don't get to steal someone's life and then ask for forgiveness from prison. Linda sent a message through my daughter. Tell Dad I'm sorry. Tell him I made a terrible mistake. Tell him I love him. What should I tell her? Emma asked. Tell her I moved on. Tell her I'm happy. Tell her I don't think about her anymore. Is that true? Not yet, but it will be. Last week I went on a date, first one in 39 years, woman named Grace, met her at a charity event, widow, kind, direct. My wife died 3 years ago, she said. Cancer. We were married 42 years. You. Divorced 6 months ago, caught my wife with my brother in my house. That's awful. Actually, it was liberating. I spent 38 years with someone who didn't value me. Now I'm free to find someone who does. She smiled. That's a healthy way to look at it. We're having dinner again next week. This afternoon, my son called. Dad. Uncle Mark's getting out in 6 months. Will you see him? No. Not even for family events. Grandma's asking. If Mark's there, I'm not. That's non-negotiable. He's not my brother anymore. That seems harsh. He stole from me, slept with my wife in my bed, wore my clothes, drove my car. He didn't just betray me, he tried to become me. That's not something I forgive. Fair enough. Tonight I'm in my condo. No ghosts, no memories of betrayal. Just me, a good book, and plans for the weekend. Mark's in prison, Linda's living in a small apartment, working retail. My old house has a new family, and I'm here, free, planning a second date with someone who values honesty. They thought they could steal my life for 2 weeks. They thought I'd never find out. Instead, they gave me 4 days of video evidence, lost everything they had, and handed me a fresh start. Sometimes the best revenge is catching them in the act and letting consequences do the rest. I was supposed to be gone 2 weeks. They moved my brother into my house, my bed, my life 3 days after I left. What they didn't know. I'd installed cameras before leaving. I had 4 days of footage of them wearing my clothes, driving my car, saying I was clueless. I came home 10 days early, caught them in my bed, called the police from the driveway. Both arrested for theft, both lost everything. Sometimes the fastest revenge is just documenting the crime and letting the law handle it. If this story moved you, if you felt the betrayal, the justice, or the redemption deep inside, please take a moment to hit like. It tells me this story mattered. Share your thoughts in the comments.